Ever notice how a day can vanish without anything truly finished? Time boxing fixes that by putting fences around your focus. You assign each task a fixed block of time, and when that block ends, so does the task. This simple boundary forces priorities to surface and energy to sharpen. It also plays on Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available. By shrinking that space, you push for sharper execution and cleaner outcomes. Time boxing isn't about rushing. It's about designing intensity with built-in recovery. Each box becomes a commitment, one slice of undivided attention in a distracted world. Time boxing works because it changes the brain's relationship with urgency. When you set a clear boundary, 40 minutes for a report, 20 for replies, your attention system releases a burst of focus chemistry. Dopamine and noradrenaline rise just enough to heighten alertness. You've built a mini deadline, minus the stress. That's Parkinson's law in action. By confining time, you contain procrastination. It also rewires your perception of effort. Long, open-ended work sessions signal endless obligation, triggering mental fatigue before you even begin. Short boxes signal finish lines. Your brain loves closure. Over days of repetition, you start estimating tasks more realistically. That takes one box replaces "I'll get to it someday." Breaks aren't optional. They're maintenance cycles for your prefrontal cortex. Every pause clears residue from deep concentration, preventing burnout. Ask yourself, when during your day does focus naturally slip? What if those dips were pre-scheduled breaks instead of surprise crashes? Structure doesn't kill flow, it choreographs it. Time boxing teaches your mind to sprint, rest, and sprint again, the same rhythm athletes use to build endurance. Start with outcomes, not hours. Before each session, define what done looks like, something concrete enough to check off. Finish slide visuals beats, work on presentation. Then match time to complexity. Short boxes for admin, longer ones for creative flow. Next comes distraction defense. Think of it as setting up a workspace perimeter. Silence notifications, close extra tabs, and clear your desk of side projects. Tell your team you're in a focus block. It protects your time and signals boundaries. During the box, commit fully. When stray ideas appear, jot them down and return later. Protect momentum over multitasking. When the timer ends, review. Did you hit your goal? What blocked you? Adjust your next box accordingly. Begin with the classic 25-minute Pomodoro. After a week, stretch to 45. You're training focus, not chasing perfection. Every completed box teaches you how your attention really behaves. Over time, you'll stop hoping for good days and start designing them. Team productivity often dies in endless meetings and unbounded discussions. Time boxing injects shared discipline. Start every session with a clear agenda and a visible timer. Give someone the role of timekeeper. Their job isn't control, it's care, protecting focus for everyone. Keep meetings short and purposeful. A 30-minute cap forces clarity. When objectives are met early, end early. Momentum compounds when time is given back. In collaborative work sprints, synchronize timers so everyone starts together. That unified clock builds subtle accountability. No one wants to be the first to drift. Decision-making benefits too. Run decision sprints. 15 minutes for research, 10 for debate, 5 for commitment. When time expires, a choice must emerge. Perfection gives way to progress. And when tangents appear, park them. The parking lot method captures off-topic gems without derailing focus. Ask your team, what would happen if every discussion had a finish line? Time boxing doesn't reduce collaboration. It refines it. The group learns to move as one rhythm instead of 8 separate beats. Once daily boxes become habit, stack them into sprints. A 30-day sprint cycle balances urgency with sustainability. Short enough to feel immediate, long enough to build momentum. Weeks 1 and 2 are foundation, setting systems, tools, and routines that anchor consistency. Week 3 is the performance peak. Execute with momentum while energy is high. Week 4 is reflection and recovery. Close open loops, document wins, and prepare the next climb. Distribute focus strategically. Half your energy goes to one primary objective. the result that truly matters. 30% supports it through secondary goals. The remaining 20 fuels growth work, learning, experimenting, sharpening skills that future-proof you. These ratios protect balance. Without them, everything feels urgent and nothing compounds. Ask, if your next 30 days were a sprint, what single outcome would change everything else? By defining that, you create alignment between effort and impact. Sprint cycles transform long-term ambition into repeatable momentum. Each month becomes a lab for testing productivity systems, not surviving them. That's sustainable discipline, progress that breathes. Great execution without reflection is just motion. Time boxing matures through feedback. After each block, take 2 minutes for a micro review. Ask, what did I finish? What slowed me? What's the next tweak? Those tiny check-ins convert experience into data. Scale that rhythm. Every week, hold a short retrospective, 15-minute retrospective. Track trends. Are you estimating better? Which distractions keep returning? You're not grading performance. You're debugging a system. Every observation sharpens future focus. At month's end, zoom out. Evaluate results, but also mood and energy. Did your system serve you, or did you serve it? If burnout looms, shorten boxes or extend breaks. Optimization isn't perfection, it's adaptation. Execution gives you motion. Measurement gives you meaning. Learning turns both into momentum. Think like a scientist. The goal is a living focus framework that evolves with your workload and energy. Over time, feedback loops transform time boxing from a method into a mindset, one that turns awareness into mastery. So, what's your next refinement? If you treat each review not as judgment but as curiosity, you transform performance into a living experiment and yourself into the scientist running it. Focus isn't just about when you work, it's what kind of work you protect. Deep work, the high-impact, brain-stretching kind, demands longer boxes, 90 to 120 minutes of uninterrupted immersion. Schedule these during your mental prime, typically mornings or whenever your creativity peaks. Use them for writing, designing, coding, or solving complex problems. Shallow work, emails, reports, quick syncs, fits in shorter boxes of 15 to 45 minutes. These tasks still matter, but don't deserve prime cognitive real estate. The trick is to defend deep time as if it were a meeting with your future self. Ask, when does your mind feel electric? That's your deep work window. When do you crave light tasks? That's your shallow slot. Aligning work type to energy type multiplies output without extra hours. Guarding deep work is the ultimate discipline. It's easy to appear busy, harder to create meaningful value. Time boxing teaches you to build fortresses of focus inside the noise, spaces where your best thinking finally has room to breathe. Time boxing is more than calendar mechanics. It's a philosophy of deliberate rhythm. Each focus block becomes a vote for clarity over chaos. Begin tomorrow with 3 solo boxes dedicated to your most important work. Track how it feels to finish instead of just work. In week 2, stretch 1 box longer and invite a teammate into a shared sprint. Collaboration built on structure, not spontaneity. By weeks 3 and 4, stack those boxes into your first 30-day sprint. 1 major goal, clear milestones, weekly reflections. Watch how intention reshapes time itself. You'll feel control return, not because you're doing more, but because you finally know when enough is enough. As we move forward into the next lesson, deep work versus shallow work. What really moves the needle will go beneath the schedule. We'll explore the quality of focus inside those boxes, how to protect your brain's rarest resource, depth. The question to carry forward, what kind of work truly deserves your best hours?